As the private sector represented here don't see the opportunity. When we talk about the private sector and when we talk about PPP, they must not necessarily be foreign and they must not necessarily be white. Yeah? So you should put yourselves together and deliver some of these projects locally. We have sufficient financial muscle among some of you who can help us deliver some of these projects. Let me give you another example. The governor of Nairobi again has said ably how we are going to give him 140 million liters every day beginning shortly, because we have just completed the project, the Northern Collector. But he didn't tell you the difference this time round. I have told him that we are not going to give him the water for free. He is used to free water, this man. You know? And you know, the irony of this whole thing is that as national government, we invest deliver water to utilities. And when that water comes to the city, it is free. So we go looking for taxes from Kenyans to go pay for the dam. And meanwhile, we have delivered water for free to our city. And that is why the city sometimes is not conscious. That's why most of that water is wasted. Because if you get some water for free, you are not very keen on how you use it, you know. So now I signed the law 2 weeks ago, the new water bill. We're now going to have a bulk water. We're going to sell him water at a fraction of what he is selling to the public. And we are going to invest that money in putting up a new dam for him so that we can meet the gap that he has said. He said he needs 900 million, and that is growing. He now, even if we give him 140 million liters, we still have a gap of almost 250. That way, we make the whole cycle sustainable. And because there is no free lunch anywhere in the world, I guess there is no free water anywhere in the world. And if there was, the county would be delivering free water to citizens, but they are not. So again, we have to build sustainability into this. And I want to invite again the private sector, because now we have a revenue stream. You can invest in water, and we can pay you for the construction of a dam, because we have now a revenue stream. So these are some of the areas we are building on sustainability to make sure that we can achieve the aspirations that we have in a sustainable way by working together in that manner. So the private sector has a very big role to play going forward. Whether it is in delivery of our electricity, all of you know that today it is the private sector that invests in our electricity. Through the power purchase agreement, once we give you a power purchase agreement, you can put your money in generating electricity. And that is what is going on with all the green energy we are producing. Now we have a water purchase agreement. We are going to have the next thing so that we can invest in that area. Let me also say the following. Because we are discussing about KEPSA and the private sector and what they can do. Look at what we did with Kenya Power. We made the decision that Kenya Power is not entirely going to be run by government or directors from government. That is why we surrendered 4 director positions of Kenya Power to the private sector. And we asked the people in that space who were equally shareholders of Kenya Power to give us directors to run that entity. and I pulled back government influence from Kenya Power. Look at the transformation we've had. This year, Kenya Power, that has made losses forever, made a profit of 36 billion this year. That's what it is. That's what the private sector, the difference the private sector can make. And we can continue, and we can continue, and we can continue. And that is why the private sector in Kenya is punching below its weight. There are bigger opportunities. The private sector needs to be much more robust. I will give you another example. We are, as a country, we have the third largest livestock herd in Africa, Kenya, that is. We have the third largest herd of livestock in Africa. And the irony is that we import all the leather products, all the shoes, and we throw away our hides and skins. I have looked for a guy called Rao. I have begged him. I don't know whether Rao is in this meeting. And I have really been on his case because he happens to have an idea of what we can do around leather, because at least he's producing local leather in Kenya. And we want to support that enterprise. I was talking today to the pastoralist community in Kenya, why we need to do more professional flaying of removing of the skin, that is, and hides. Why we need to do more in that space to invest. And I have made a decision that Kenania, which has been a big challenge here, by January, it should be working so that we can do more around leather. We can expand our leather products and make sure that we take the country to the next level. Again, to the private sector, there is huge opportunity in the leather space. And I wish...
Thinking, okay, so what does the business look like? There's a lot of turmoil globally, geopolitical politics.